Good evening, viewers, ladies and gents. Welcome to episode 9 of Strange Aeons, where things have been getting spooky all through October, and they're going to stay spooky until the campaign finishes. Last episode, our heroes returned from investigating a grotto shortly up the coast, where they stumbled upon a witch, which they fought and slayed, and then returned to town. Upon heading back into town, you followed an angry mob to the studio of an artist named Sok, who was being accused of drawing all these charcoal murals of some eldritch city around the town. You defused the situation, and in return, the artist gave you the keys to New Chapel for you to make temporary residence there. You did some various activities around town, checking in again with the Sleepless Detective Agency and their leader, Mr. Sadie Arentz, who said that you were fairly close to earning her trust, and she asked if you could deal with a local vagrant by the name of Elgrior, who had been disturbing business owners and citizens with his ramblings, his end of times ramblings out on the streets.
Didn't really do that, did we?
well, culminating in a situation, culminating in a situation out front of one of the local taverns, which ended up in another angry mob pelting both you and Elgrior with rotten vegetables, with Elgrior fleeing the scene, and Gideon standing there and taking it in a T-pose to try and put in place some kind of catharsis for the citizens towards the four of you for the sins and misdeeds you'd committed against the town in years past. Where we
allegedly,
where we last left off, the four of you, the angry mob now dispersed, and the four of you cleaned up via prestidigitation, sitting at a table in the basement tap room of the Silver Wagon.
And we had collected the stuff that Heimlich had stashed on P19 too, didn't we?
Yes,
last
you did.
Session.
You also, you paid a stop to P19, where Heimlich reclaimed the small satchel he had stashed underneath the pier, and you were attacked by a pair of strange, gibbering creatures.
Oh. Yum, 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 yum.
So, what do you guys want to do?
Aoife's still pondering the revisitation of some of her memories, or supposed memories. So if we're in this tap room, she's gonna order some more drinks if that's possible.
That's easy enough. So more drinks are ordered.
Yeah. Is it actually still just the afternoon, 1:50?
Yeah, that is actual time.
Yeah. Aoife's gonna get a drink on.
After midday.
Yes, well.
Hey, you know. Gideon's probably just sitting there nursing probably a few bruises he got from the fruit being pelted at him, plus mud, plus whatever else. Yeah.
Why did you just stand there, Gideon?
Well,
There's-
I thought it'd be worth the town, releasing some of its anger against us, or some of the anger that's pimped up in town, or feelings of woe, some sort of cathartic move or motion, just so they can, release some of the stress.
Yes, well, you know that in doing that, we still didn't do our job for the Sleepless Agency.
Did something,
And
I
that-
guess.
We still got to hunt down that fucking bastard that's spouting all this shite about end of times and shit.
Well, did you find out where he went?
No, I lost him, surprisingly, actually. I mean,
I guess we either have to.
to town. I'm not very good in towns. Put me in a
That's fine.
forest, be much better. But
Well, hopefully run into a forest, maybe.
there's not. Well, there might be a forest nearby, but it didn't look like he went there.
Fair enough. Well, I guess we just got to try and find him again and stop him doing whatever he does. Or we'll see if what I did have any consequences, good or bad.
Yes, we'll see. I don't think one night or one afternoon of throwing some rotten vegetables at this weird half-faced dude is gonna really solve all that much.
Well, it's more of a quarter face, but we'll see. It's time will tell.
I'm sorry, Gideon.
That's fine, that's fine.
That was too harsh.
I'm still adjusting to it myself, don't worry. I'm getting there. It's yes.
Well, good job for taking one was team. That was
I thought so.
very gross.
It was pretty gross while it was happening, but I knew we could get through it. It would be fine.
Still can't believe I slipped over in front of all this. Oh my god.
It's probably better that you had slipped over, because if you injured a few of the crowd, our reputation would probably go even more into the lavatory than it already is.
Look, you're probably right, but I'm still not happy about it.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Can I get another round, please?
Yeah, coming right up. Who's paying for all this?
I'll
she is-
pay for it.
I'm not drinking.
I'm gonna slap down 5 gold on the table.
Big spend.
That'll do it.
Keep it coming. Keep it coming all night, please, barkeep.
Alright, so you guys spending an afternoon drinking heavily?
I am.
Wouldn't say heavily. I'm gonna read a little bit more in my book as well.
I'll nurse a ale. No, a whiskey. A whole glass of whiskey.
Is there anyone else in this tap room?
A handful of people come and go. Local villagers.
Do any of them pay us any more attention than ought necessary?
You'd
You know
see
what I'm saying?
every now and then between a pair or more of them sort of jovial whispers and looking in your direction, maybe like miming like the throwing of a tomato to each other.
If what's the name?
Do any of them that are doing that seem like genuinely like they don't like us?
There doesn't really seem to be much scowling or anything.
It's more playful than anything.
Yes.
I'm just gonna throw a pouty look at the just not happy about it, but I'm not gonna make a show of it. It's alright. Still gonna just keep on sinking these beers.
Alright, well, you guys just tell me how long you want to spend at the tavern before moving on.
Well, I think Aoife wants to do some drinking with the brother Balthus, so she's gonna kind of force him to drink at least for an hour or two, and that's about like 6 beers.
That's fine with me. I'm happy to sink 6.
And if it is allowed to continue for longer than that, she's gonna sink some more.
if we want to spend a night, drowning our newfound memories, I'm also not against that. I'm not too happy with my newfound memories.
So, yeah, Aoife's, if nothing, no one else wants to do, or if other people want to do other things, I'm fine with that. But Aoife's going to spend the next probably 5 hours in the tap room, trying to get not so drunk that she can't function, but pretty fucking drunk.
All right then. Did the other Heimlich and Gideon? Do you guys want to do anything with the afternoon?
There's nothing really.
I guess I read
Gideon.
5 hours a book.
Yeah,
Right.
same. I've got my book on me. I'll read it with my new goggles. See if I can see anything new in the book.
All right. So 7 p.m. rolls around. Town goes dark. Aoife and Balthus a little intoxicated at this point. What's next?
Well, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking we go out and find that fucking preacher dude and tell him what's what. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. And I like what you're saying. I think we should go and find this rapscallion.
Is he? I can't hear him from in here, so I guess he's not out in front of the silver wagon. So, but I guess if we go prowl the streets, we might. Is he homeless? He looks like he's a little bit homeless. So,
You can roll an investigation check.
accurate.
You're slurring your words a little too hard, and the barkeep can't work out who it is you're actually looking for.
Well, I think I'm gonna go for a walk. I'll be back. I might. Is the chapel open? Do you know? Did
Like-
we leave it?
Where you guys are staying?
Yeah, did we leave it unlocked?
I think we did. Does anyone have the key on them? Locked
I think
necessarily.
Balthus has a key.
Have the
Yep.
key?
Do you need it?
I don't think you should give it to me. But I'll see you back there, I guess, at some point tonight. I'll go find this bastard and tell him to stop yelling at people.
Or do we want to go together?
Well, that might be a good idea. I was just going to go it alone, but, you know, 4 is better than 1.
Yes. Maybe we can, looking over at the other two, control the situation a bit more.
I'm in control.
Never said you weren't.
Yes.
So we're talking about him.
Which one?
So what? The man, the shouty man.
He's not in. No, he's not in control.
Exactly.
He's a bit rattled, you know.
Yes, it's rattled. Yes. It's something strange going on upstairs, just a little bit.
Well, I think I'll take one for the road. What do you reckon?
Oh, okay. I guess they might want you to not leave the glass. You never know.
Are they glass or pewter or something, Josh?
They're just,
The mug.
pewter.
Pewter. I'll bring it back, I promise. I'm gonna stumble out the tap room towards the street.
He doesn't protest. Like puts a finger on it and he's like, puts it back down.
I gave him 5 gold.
Oh, Jesus. Alright, well, I'll follow suit. I'll follow her. Not with pewter in hand.
Alright, so you're going looking for Elgrior.
Yeah, I'm not sure where we'd start.
So when he ran
Staying.
off, he was running, where you're mousing, right there. That is the direction that he ran in. That was, 6 hours ago.
Hmm.
You can't have gotten far.
True.
Probably
Well,
still
Jordan,
within the city limits.
Yeah, how long would it take us to walk the entire town?
What, just do a lap?
Stumbling. Yeah, do a lap.
Probably take an hour or so.
Yeah, what Eva would start with. So she'd like go out to the high mart maybe first, work her way out that way, and then come like back through, or maybe out this way first. and then-
Roll perception checks for me.
I'll be looking around as well. Do you want me to roll one?
Yeah.
Flat. Oh, get out of here.
All right. So, Heimlich, you going with them as well?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you, yeah, there we go. So as you make your way down past the smithy and the farmer square, and then heading right to the eastern limits of the town, Gideon, as you are about to cross this bridge over on the far side of town, you notice a set of muddy tracks going down and underneath the bridge. You give a quick glance, and you spot a strange sort of array of empty mussels, like the shells, shellfish shells, sort of scattered all over the ground down there.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I avert your attention quickly over here? And I point out the footsteps and
The footprints
where it
are
leads.
clearly shoeless.
I look like someone's living down there. You think?
Possibly. Maybe it's worth a try, right?
Let's
And
go have a
Wait.
look.
Wait,
Gideon starts
don't go down. It could be
wandering
a troll.
over.
Troll? His
Could be
footsteps
silly.
aren't big enough for a troll.
Yes,
what are you
no,
talking
what are you
about?
silly? This isn't a fairy tale. Monsters don't exist. And he starts
Oh,
walking
no,
down.
not possible.
No, not at all.
Yeah, I'm gonna wander down with Gideon.
We'll hold hands. And then I realise her brother's behind me, so I put my hand away.
As you
That's alright.
Yeah, no, I'll hold your. I'll hold
Skip
your hand
along.
instead.
under the bridge, as you duck your heads under, you discover what appears to be a small transient den, sort of rags, old blankets and stuff set up as a small tent, and you spot Elgrior the Vagrant sitting underneath them, sheltering from the rain, scrubbing madly at his sign with a wet cloth, as if trying to get the stinkiness and the vandalism off it that you guys inflicted. Even if the spells expire by now, it still stinks for some reason. He spots you coming towards him. He's like, "No! Oh, come for my shellfish collection,
no.
have we?"
No, I just bought you a drink. I just thought you might want something to quench your shellfish things down with, you know.
Stay back.
I hold
back
out my
from me.
half-drunk mug. What do you? No, it's lovely. It's just it came from the tap. Not what, like 20 minutes ago. It's lovely. It's
What
still,
trickery is
still
this?
drinkable. No, I'll drink it. Look, I'll swig some back and like stumble forwards a few steps as I like hand it towards him.
Sort of like stands up and extends like a quivering hand towards the tankard, reaches out for it.
Yeah, I'll give it to him.
He takes it and sort of like looks down at it and like smells it.
There's nothing in it, mate. It's
Glances
just
back up the
beer.
four of you.
We've been having a good afternoon, actually, after you had that little spat with us. And, you know, we was actually thinking if we could have a talk to you about it. Well, actually, Heimlich wanted to talk to you. I think I didn't want to talk to you. I wanted to punch you, but that's different.
What did I want to talk to him about?
I don't know. It was something to do about the beach, you know, something like he's got his sign there, and it's all annoying, and it's making people angry, and they don't like it. What was her name? Cecilia? Cecilia? Was it Cecilia? I think it was Cecilia. She didn't like it. She wants him to stop or something. Isn't that right? Or am I just remembering?
What my friend here is trying to say is that your sign is maybe scaring people.
Roll a
Cecilia.
roll a persuasion check.
Oh,
Well, for some reason, Aoife's drunk ramblings, they really hit him, really hit home, and for the first time in your encounters with him, he experiences a moment of lucidity in his. Stinks. He's rolled his sign down the hill into the river. Stinky sign.
It's not nice.
No, it wasn't.
Well,
It wasn't nice. It's stinky.
I'll go down and collect his sign because I want to clean it up for him.
All right.
get rid of it. We don't want it. Brother, just toss it back in the river.
I can clean it like I cleaned us up. It'll
No,
take
we
a
don't
second.
want it to be clean. We want to get rid of it. Fuck the sign.
Elgrio has just sort of gone quiet and he's just staring down the river and out to sea. He's like, Do you think we'll be happy there?
Happy where in particular?
In the depths,
But underwater.
when the witch returns and claims us all, we all go into the water.
the witch is dead.
Live there, die there.
We killed the witch. Did you not hear?
Yes, we did.
Then there is
What, you
nothing to
saying
worry
there's
about.
another witch? Are you saying we didn't kill the witch?
What do you mean we killed the witch?
I don't. Well, someone killed.
We did. We killed. Like us. Not you.
It's okay. I'll stop bothering the taverns.
Oh, thank you very much. That's very kind of you. But what was you saying about the witch coming back and drowning people? Didn't like that.
The vanishing.
The one that
vanishing?
happened 100 years ago.
Briarstone Witch is going to call up the great beast from the lake, and we'll all go into the water.
Great beast. Beasties who like they got tentacles and stuff.
Oh, I don't know. Everyone vanished. So nobody.
Just tell us where it is. We'll go kill it for you. It'll be fine. All right. Balthus, Heimlich Gideon, you're ready? Let's go. I'm ready. I've got.
You first
Actually, can I have
into
that
the
beer
water.
back, please? I just need some more refreshment before you. No, it's okay. You can keep it. I don't need it. But wait, do you know where it is? We can go kill it.
He just sort of points blankly out into the lake.
That's not very helpful. That's
What,
so vast.
Gideon? What about your goggles? Do they help you see into the water?
I don't think
I
that
don't think they do
goggles like that.
anything.
But they're goggles to find magical items and such, but identifying things, less, swimming goggles. We can probably find some here, possibly. Or some sort of maybe
Well-
slippers.
Friend, you seem you got a nice setup here and everything, like with the bridge and the shells and the bare feet and whatnot. But like, there's a chapel just down the road. It's got probably got room for a spare bed if you wanna, like, you could probably. I mean, we're sleeping in there at the moment because no one's in there, and like you got you can't tell anyone about it. because
Would
it was
you do that for me?
Certainly. Like,
Well, it's like you would stop
Look at the weather
doing
out.
the thing for us. It's a bit shite, isn't it? It's like it's always raining around here, and like living under a bridge. It's like it's not the best for your health and whatnot. So I was thinking, yeah, why not you just come up to the chapel with us when we stay the night, and you out of the weather, and you got a bit of warmth from the fire and stuff.
Yes, I'll pack my things up. I'll pack up my shellfish collection.
certainly.
Oh yes, of course. You cannot leave that behind. Of course. Just you have to
But leave the
promise you're not
sign.
gonna
Leave the
preach
sign.
about all the things and stuff. You leave the sign outside. It still stinks. I really like it. Balthus, can you just chuck it away, please? Like,
Fine.
Send it into the water.
it's just. I mean, give it to the creature. Like, put it in the lake. He'll want the sign. It's talking about him, isn't it? So he'll love it.
Yeah, I'll put it in the lake.
Right then. Alright, so he packs up his little knapsack on a stick, full of his meager possessions,
Shellfish collection.
and heads for the chapel. You guys go in there as well?
Is it?
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah, we should probably make sure it's not locked and whatnot, so we can actually get in.
Just send him on his way, it's locked. And we all set up camp underneath where he was.
Alright, so it looks like Hasek has closed his shutters for the evening, so he doesn't see you guys escorting the local vagrant into the chapel.
Fantastic.
Alright, and are you guys going to long rest for the night, or
Might as well.
plan? Alright.
I don't think we've got any other plans. But
Okay,
we can
I'm
go.
gonna
as
make
go
sure
to-
that what's your name, Fred?
El
I
Grio.
don't think- Elgio, that's right. I did. We did know. It's just been a long day. The tomatoes thrown at me today. It was nice. They laughed at me.
Alright, we'll fast forward to dawn.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is it still raining?
It is still raining the next day.
Alright, we need to find umbrellas. This is ridiculous now.
What,
There
you
must
don't
be-
like the rain?
It's not that I don't like the rain, it's just the perpetual feeling of dampness and being wet. It's the least of one of my desires. It's much more comfortable staying
I
dry.
guess,
You know,
I
the
guess
hassle
I'm just
of
used to it being a ranger and whatnot. I'm always outside, so it's always rainy and wet. I mean,
yes.
Is El Grio already up with us as well?
He's sleeping in. He hasn't slept in like even though it's just like a pallet with some blankets on it. He hasn't slept in a real bed for a long time, so he sort of just turns over in the morning. He's like,
Beast.
Okay. Oh, actually, I'm gonna do this.
Definitely blesses you.
Alright. Not too bad. We got some waters in before we got to sleep, so
Maybe a Barocca as well in the morning.
the hangover's not too bad.
I guess we should head over to the Sleepless, inform them of what's been going on.
Yes, that might not be a bad idea, actually.
Gideon
Do we-
dons his
Do we
big
tell
cloak.
them about like those gibbering beasties and that
I think
creature?
it'd be worth it. I think it'd be worth it. Notifying them of all the, the silly stuff that's happening in town. At least someone we can talk to about it. Because we can't obviously sheriff the whole town if that's what our intention is here. And they seem to be ruling militia or police force at least here. So it'd be worth mentioning to them what is going on, even if it is strange and elusive.
Yes,
Somewhat
true.
eldritch in manner.
We still need to find some more information about Malicious.
About who, sorry?
Millicent?
Oh, yes. Well, they did. She did say she would explain a lot more stuff to us once we dealt with the homeless man. The Elgor.
I think it's dealt with.
I think so too.
Should we
He's
write
no
him
longer
a note
homeless.
or something like?
Do you
tell him-
believe he can read?
We can write that sign.
Oh yes, he can write a sign. I guess we could leave him a note.
Can
yes.
you read? Can I read? I could read the sign. Yeah, of
I
course.
can read. I can read.
Yes.
Which language do you want it in?
Oh, whatever one he wrote it in, I guess.
Common. Okay.
Common?
Fantastic. Yeah. It's second language.
It's your second language.
Yes.
What's your first? Oh,
Yeah, sorry, that was this one.
excuse you.
That's this. Very. No, I said hello.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hello.
Greetings.
It's like off to the sleepless, I guess. Actually, well, do you want to write that note? Just tell him not to
Yes,
steal
no.
anything, and
Yep.
like it.
I'm sorry we left. We were off to the sleepless. We won't tell them about this.
Actually,
This is
here, I give
secrets
him-
between-
I'll put like
Actu-
5 silver down on the thing for him. Say like, go get yourself some brekkie or something.
Yes. Well, yeah, we'll do that. Yeah. I was thinking about leaving him a audible message, but it'd be fine. Writing is something we can do. Yeah, I'll get out his whiteboard and I'll start drawing. Drawing letters on them to spell words. That is a sentence that says, "Don't worry, we've left for the day. Enjoy. Here's some money for you to get some bacon, eggy, and
Kiss and hug.
Shelly. Kisses and hugs. The band."
Yeah.
All right. You guys head out. You see Hazok standing on the porch of his house, enjoying a morning coffee, sort of under his awning, sheltered from the rain. He gives you a wave as you exit the chapel and head up the street.
Good morning.
Another beautiful day in Thrushmore.
It's always lovely, isn't it?
You head up the
nice,
road
sure.
to the sleepless building. Knock on the door. As standard, you have to knock twice before the door is finally answered by Meg.
They're so sleepy.
They're doing a lot.
Good morning, Meg. How you doing?
Yes, I am well, and how are you?
Yeah, not so bad actually. We got to
Surprisingly,
talk to
she's
Celia if she's available.
She's
have any
in, yes, she just
umbrellas?
arrived. Umbrellas?
Thank you.
Yes.
No. Sorry.
Is
I
there an
could do-
umbrella vendor in town?
Perhaps at the High Mart.
I'll have to check later. Thank you so much.
Yes.
I saw Hasok, the artist. He's drinking a coffee. Could you possibly get us a coffee?
She's a little taken aback. She said, yes, I could.
I got the silver for it.
Oh.
I'll hand over like.
No, unnecessary. Put it away. I will
Oh.
get you the
Oh.
coffee.
Oh, thank you. You're very kind of you, Meg. Thank you.
You stink of rum.
Well, it was a good night last night. I'm just saying.
Ooh, also,
Go on.
I updated Foundry today. So, new version. The dice module's been updated too.
What does that mean? What do we get?
There is new options to choose in the dice setup bit.
Like the colors of the
And
dice.
I no longer have to sit there and witness initiative rolls one by one. They all roll at the same time, which is awesome.
That's pretty good.
Anyway, Meg leads you back into the office room. Looks, you guys are there pretty early this morning. Nobody else is at their desks. She leads you into Sadia's office. Oh, good morning. It's early start today, is it?
Yes, well, we had an early night last night. It was quite a productive day, actually. I think. Well, I'm actually not feeling the base, so I'm waiting for that coffee. But I let Heimlich Organian or Balthus. Actually, Balthus is probably not in much of a state to explain it either. So. One of those two.
We managed to quieten the crier in town. Not in a... but he's alive. I know I made that sound kind of grim, but he's still alive.
Yes, for a
he's,
second I thought there was going to be another alleged murder.
No. We just threw his sign into the river and talked to him, negotiated, came up with a deal, and he's no longer going to be crying about stuff in town.
Well,
But he will be crying, though.
I must say I wouldn't say I'm impressed, but I am pleased. The four of you seem to be making a genuine attempt at atoning for what you've done to this town and the people.
Yes.
All right, take a seat.
Okay.
Thank you.
I will inform you that
Squelch into a seat.
your friend Winter has left town. She's headed back to her clergy. She saw no need to remain here anymore.
Fair enough.
And the...
Winter
Roy-
left without saying goodbye.
Yes, I'm... she wasn't sure where you were staying, and... I don't know, take it up with her. Anyway,
Oh, she's left.
the royal accuser that she came to town with, he went to investigate the fort not a day and a half before you lot returned, along with the rest of his contingency that Winter arrived in town with. And he never returned. None of them did. We fear the worst. But perhaps I should go back even further.
Yeah.
Count Laus left town, it would seem, shortly after the time and date that the four of you were committed to the asylum. It would appear he left the next day and left authority of the town over to the magistrate by the name of Paget, Magistrate Paget, who usually resides up at Fort Hailcourse. It would also seem around the same time most of the Druman mercenaries that made up the town's militia deserted, having not been paid by Laos for 5 weeks. And now, with the mercenaries deserted, the constable that oversees the fort by the name of Cecil, Barrowan Cecil, is refusing to cooperate with anyone in the town. She answers the door. She has informed us a few days ago that apparently Magistrate Paget had left town as well, although this remains to be seen. She is refusing to open up the fort to anyone, and hence why authority of the town by default fell to us. With no one at the fort assisting the people come to us instead.
Fair
Now,
enough.
Count Laus left in charge of his manor, Iris Hill. Another associate of his by the name of Melisson Kokoro. She has since closed Iris Hill to anyone trying to visit, and some strange folk arrived by boat, which now appear to be acting as a security force up at the manor.
We've met them.
You've been there, have you?
Yes.
Yes. Weird folk, Kuru by the looks of them, from a place called the Shackles. Don't know if you're familiar with it.
Adam is.
No. Now,
I don't know. I'm not familiar with the much.
Can I? Yeah.
so-
Do you mind if I do an identify check with my goggles with advantage to figure out where these creatures, or not creatures, but where these people have come from?
what are you looking at? You can make a knowledge history check if you want.
Okay. Well, it wouldn't be a count yet, do I? I'll just do history. Ooh, a 23.
good.
You
pretty
do
good.
recall some far region of the world known as the Shackles, a chain of islands riddled with pirates and savages.
Yes, the terrible governmental structure out there, from what I remember. No democracy at all, or any kind of system. Well, we've got some sort of system, but it doesn't quite work. It's very much, it's a pirate world out there. I can see why they took them up. They'd be savage fighters if they ever got involved, especially if they're experienced with fighting in the shackles. But I digress. You should look into maybe putting extra patrols out on the piers, but that's about as much as I'd say. Anyway.
Now the question is, where do we go from here? If you're intending to assist us further.
For you?
Yes, I was about to suggest. But if you do, be most careful. I suspect my accuser Omari and his contingency are dead.
Alright, so we can kill anyone in the fort? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying it.
License to kill. We're back at
Basically, I think that's what she said, yeah.
I think
Nice
you
one,
should
brother.
exercise discretion. Last thing we need is a dead
Always,
constable.
always.
it. Hide the bodies.
Yes.
There
Where
are
we-
no takebacks.
What we need is answers.
Well-
And we need to know what's happening inside that fort and where Magistrate Pradgett has gotten to.
Certainly. More than happy.
So do you think the magistrate's the malicious one here?
Impossible to say. No one's seen or heard from the magistrate in... Well, not since around the same time Laos disappeared.
Yes, but you sent some people up there and they not come back, right?
Well, the royal accuser and their contingency didn't return, that's correct. But our own people have knocked on the door and spoken to the constable and turned away. But that was prior to Omari visiting. Omari was planning on taking a more forceful approach in inspecting the fort.
Has there been much activity since she left?
Yeah, no one's been up there since Omari didn't return.
No one to check, no one to just kind of eyeball if there's anyone on guard.
There have been guardsmen still seen on the towers.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. Well, if you want us to sneak in there and find out what happened.
Yes, if you're inclined on the sneakier
Would it be a
side.
fair?
then-
Would it be a fair assumption to say that there is only one entrance?
Any secret passages that you might have known of?
There is an aqueduct that runs below the town, although it would surely be dangerous and
That's fine.
This
probably
could be
more-
the best approach.
you're probably more likely to die down there more than anything.
Why is it so dangerous?
Well, it's filled with water, you see.
Oh,
I'd
can
assume
swim.
it would involve being submerged through several hundred meters of submerged underground tunnel.
I'm sure my brother's got a spell for that. It's fine.
If not, do you have a dinghy? We could blow it up and sit on it.
New.
Okay.
I might have something for myself.
That's okay.
That is not very helpful.
We could visit the Heimat. Perhaps they have some sort of potion
Floaties.
of water breeze.
Yes.
Or
Floaties.
perhaps a big bag of air.
Yes.
Oh, we can go see Benter as well and see how she's going without arrows. Don't think we ever go back to her, did we?
Your arrows. I think I bought mine from the market. It's just yours that are there.
Didn't you order some bolts off her?
No, I decided to buy them from the market because they're already there and made.
Yeah, I bought some bolts.
Yes. You're the only one who made stuff to order. I wasn't quite sure why, but yes,
Oh, I
nonetheless.
just thought she might like the practice. You know?
I mean, you're trying to be a good person. But... Sorry, we kind of derailed the conversation. Yes, we'll go have a look. We'll go see what's going on inside the fort. Where's this entrance aqueduct thing? Pointed out on this random map that I have right here.
I actually can't say. And I would say the records of the layout of the aqueduct is inside the fort, unfortunately.
Okay, we'll sneak into the fort, get the layout, come out, go through the aqueduct, and see where we end up.
Good idea.
I think so. But is there anyone in town who might have worked in Fort Hailcourse before?
I'm
No.
afraid not, but the stewards both lived in-house. The Druman mercenaries have all long left town. Constable Cecil is holed up in there, and nobody's seen the magistrate.
Fair enough. I guess we might just have to find a way. Thank you. You don't have a sewer system underground? No?
No,
Of the town?
I'm afraid not.
Yeah, just out the window, is it?
Yes, the old Gare des Lao.
Oh.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Right, but thank you so much.
Alright, well,
I guess it's a frontal assault. This has always gone well. I've never heard of any opportunity that it went badly for anyone, including such adventurers like us. We always come out on top. Watch the other podcast. But yes, what is our plan?
Well, I can have my friend here, Chops, surveils the area from above.
Yes,
Perhaps that may give us some indication about actual reinforcements there.
that might be worth it. I think you're right.
And possible other entry points. Going along the don't have a spell for breathing underwater.
Oh, you
Well, even if
asking
you
her?
could breathe,
No.
Alright.
For when Heimlich's scouting with the bird.
Okay.
well, even if we could breathe under the water, we still have no idea where the entrance is.
This is also correct.
could we just, like, scale the walls? Did you say they had there was guards, I guess, but, like, if we timed it right, we could get up there, right?
What is the height of the walls as well?
20 feet.
Easy to jump that high.
So the main
think you're
area, yeah, 20 feet high, with the 5 sort of parapet towers stretching up to 40 feet.
I actually do have a spell that could possibly jump us up there.
Possibly, or it will.
It would triple your jump distance.
I can already jump 20 feet, it's alright.
So 60 feet.
That would work. I could get on top of the towers.
We may have to spend the night
I
sleeping
can't.
and then.
What is your jump distance, Josh?
So jumping, like long jump, like on the horizontal plane, is your strength score. And I think high jump is 3 plus your strength modifier, if I recall correctly.
Okay.
So what would that be? What was your 3 plus your strength modifier? Because mine's 2. So you're 4, so that would mean you could jump 15 feet. No. Sorry, I'm bad math. 12 feet, so we wouldn't get up there anyway.
Well, I could take my friend Chops here and he could carry one end of a rope up to the top.
You know, that's not a bad idea at all.
Or we could just, like, throw it or something. Like,
It's not
a normal person.
I guess.
I've done it all the time with trees. A wall shouldn't be too much more different, right?
Well, either way, I am having to try and attempt to get into the fort. However, it is, as you can see outside, very well in the morning. We might be spotted.
Very wise.
Actually, perhaps there is something our new friends could do. Something that Elgriel could do for us. Maybe he could create some sort of diversion if he wants to get in earlier.
No, that's not a bad idea, actually. He could just. Oh, why did we throw out his sign? Oh, it was perfect too. Oh, I'm sorry about this. Think I was yelling at you, was I? About this, I can't remember. Now we're gonna have to make up another one. Not gonna look as good. It's alright.
It'll be fun.
Well, thank you, Cecilia. Did I end up getting my coffee?
Yeah, she brought in the coffee midway through the conversation.
Nice. Was it good?
Fantastic.
It was actually not bad. A little bit
Was
of
it-
Oh.
Was it filter?
That's a good question. Yeah, it's some kind of papyrus filter or something.
Single origin?
Oh, 100%.
Where would it be origin from?
No, they were definitely imported from the Mwangi Expanse, actually.
Ooh.
Nice. Eve has no idea. This is her first coffee ever, so. But still, now Buzz, let's go see Binta. Well, I'm gonna go see Binta. Do you guys want to go, like, talk to Elgrior? Or do you need to go to the Heimat for anything?
I need to collect the bolts from Binter as well.
Yes,
So,
yes.
to speed it up a little bit, so you drop by Binta's smithy. She has the arrows and bolts ready for you. They're a little over manufactured. She's taken the trouble of sort of crafting like little inscriptions of flowers and animals like into each like shaft and they look like
straight up works of art.
yeah, works of art more than anything. But she thanks you for your patronage.
Hell yeah, finishing bolts.
Oh. Thank you, Binta. They're beautiful.
Very impressive.
I'm gonna put them in a separate quiver so I don't mix them up.
Yep.
How many was it that we ordered again? Was it 30 or 40?
No, 40.
40.
All right. Any other stops?
How much were the healing potions at the Heimat?
50 gold.
We
I'd
probably
rather
need.
gold.
If we are going to break into this place, we probably need some sort of grappling hook and rope.
Oh, actually, yeah, I want to buy a thieves' tool. I'm not proficient in them, but I want to buy some.
Okay. Alright, so Thieves' Tools will set you back 25 gold pieces.
Can we also buy a rope and grappling hook there? Or 2 ropes perhaps?
I'm sure could be done.
Well, we've still got
Alright.
the crowbars as well from the asylum.
So, a 50 foot of rope is 1 gold piece. The hempen rope.
Yep, I'll get 2 of them.
And a grappling hook is 2 gold pieces.
I get
So 3.
2 of them.
Cool.
I'm also buying a grappling hook.
Cool. And I just double checked the jumping thing. High jump is, 3+ strength modifier.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So it's only 4 feet.
And that's with a running start. Otherwise it's halved.
Damn.
Same deal with the long jump.
Alright, I guess.
Do we want to attack this possibly at night? Maybe do a scout around beforehand and then nighttime go in for the attack.
Well, do you want to go talk to Elgrior and get him geared up for it, and I'll go scout out for it and
He
see if
might
there's any.
actually know where the sneaky places in town are.
Well, you guys talk to him. I'll go up to the fort. I'll come back and
Okay.
Then we-
Yeah, you'll probably be better you
just to
sneaking
speed it
around
up a
than
little
all of us
bit. Yeah.
together. Yeah, that's right.
Yes, well, that's what I thought as well.
We'll go kick him out of bed and have a chat.
I will assist with the scouting.
Oh, you'd like to scout as well? Oh, okay.
I
No
have-
worries.
I have the eagle.
He has a bird.
Caca.
Oh. Of course, Chops, I never see you there. You just like you're so unobtrusive. You never mucking up or anything. You're not making noise.
He screeches incredibly loudly.
Oh, well, that was noise. Well, like
That's the one.
It's oddly human-like too, not like an actual bird
Caw.
screech. Is like,
Car. Car.
He looks exactly like Harvey Birdman's Avenger.
Yeah. Car.
Alright, sweet.
all right, cool. We'll do so the scouting first. So Heimlich and Aoife, both you approach the fort. Do you want to do stealth checks to sort of check it out
Yeah.
from the tree line around it, or how do you want to go about it?
I would absolutely be doing it from the tree line first.
Yep.
Or actually getting close.
Oh, just before we go on, we just got raided. Thank you to Freedom 13 for the raid. Thank you very much,
Ahoy!
guys. I really had to implement the shout out function, but check out Freedom 13. Send them a follow. Thank you very much, guys. Enjoy the show. All right, so scouting. Roll stealth checks for me, please.
Already did, map.
Well, just so happened that.
Good stealth check.
How's that stealth check?
Natural one.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So, Aoife, you're doing the usual ranger thing, staying concealed in the bushes and peeking out. And Heimlich, his tactical skills leaving a little something to be desired. He just kind of strolls blatantly out of the bushes, hands on hips, and like gazes up at the tower, like see what's going on.
Heimlich, what are you doing?
I'm scouting,
Back
but
in the
it look
trees.
like.
It's
What?
not. Just come back in the trees, please. Like, it's too late now. Oh.
No one can see me, it's fine.
Is there anyone up on the walls?
Alright, so you pull Heimlich back into the bushes. Roll a perception check for me, Aoife. Whoa, your dice doesn't have text on it. Wow.
Wasn't it?
No, my screen it didn't. It was just like a blank D20 that rolled.
Oh, it's bugged on yours, Josh.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Far out. All right. All right, Aoife, you frantically pull Heimlich back into the bushes. Sure that he's definitely been spotted. There's like arrow slits and, all over this fort in front of you, although you don't spot anyone. But nothing comes of it. You pull Heimlich back into the bushes and you're free to scout. Over the next few minutes, Aoife, you do observe a patrol moving around on the top of the fort, moving between the towers. You spot armored humanoid figures strolling back and forth, although they seem to do sort of a route and then disappear for a good 15 minutes or so before passing by again. Heimlich, are you going to deploy your bird?
You know it. What do my eagle eyes see?
Alright, so you send your hawk up into the air, soaring high, and then you use your connection to it to step into its vision. Aoife, you see Heimlich's own eyes sort of wash over with a milky white color as he goes blind and deaf, whilst looking through the hawk's eyes. You soar high above the wall. Roll a perception check for me. Go to extras on your D&D Beyond character sheet. There's like an extras tab.
Yep.
And search for Hawk, and you should be able to add it.
Man.
Under familiar, I presume.
Under familiar, yeah.
Regular Hawk add.
Yeah. And then you'll be able to make perception checks from the Hawk. You should be able to.
Perception +4. Oh shit. I mean, so it basically was the first perception.
Yeah, cool. So through the mist and the rain, the Hawk, you can see the soldiers, what appears to be soldiers or mercenaries, they sort of move between the 5 towers every 15 minutes or so before taking shelter again. You spot the courtyard down in the center. Muddy with a well in the center of it, and you spot some bipedal animals moving around in the courtyard as well, most likely dogs. As the Hawk dives lower, you can see they are indeed hounds that just seem to be meandering around in the courtyard.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else in particular you want to look for? You spot there is a donjon on top of the fort, like a small house, like nestled on top. And a ballista on the top of each of the 5 40-foot high towers.
Okay. Does it look like the path around the fort is pretty evenly worn? Like, is there maybe one section of it that looks like it's less trodden?
You mean like down in the courtyard, or?
Like even just on the walls. I mean, I assume there's like mud and stuff everywhere.
No, not in particular. You don't spot
Yep,
anything
cool.
like that. Yeah.
All right, I bring my Hawk back, and I report to Aoife that there's so it appears to be some patrol, also some
Got some
potential
ballistae as well.
attack dogs. Yes,
Attack dogs? I don't like the sound of that.
it would be wise for us to maybe not go into the courtyard if we can avoid it. Maybe scaling the walls is the best, although the ballistas are very much a problem. Were there any like manned like ballistas, like the top of the parapets? Were they?
There was no one manning them. They're just sitting there.
I also say that there was no one else there. It was just the patrol, but no one manning the ballista. Also, that may
From
change.
what I can see, it's about a 15-minute interval between patrols. Or what their route takes, so we got plenty of time.
So it's difficult to tell time with the Hawk, but that sounds right.
I just don't know how we're gonna get through the entire fort to see what's happened to the magistrate. Gonna be difficult to get through undetected, at least. Even at night time.
Oh, also, next attack roll has advantage thanks to Toke Fiend. Thank you for spending your community dollars, Toke Fiend.
I can't spend my community dollars, Josh. I can't.
Alright, so Aether and Heimlich, are you ready to return?
We'll head back to the chapel.
Alright, so back at the chapel, Gideon and Balthus, you move inside to find Elgrior out of bed. And
Does he have
so-
bacon and eggies?
Eggy and bacon.
Does he have eggy and bacon?
He doesn't appear to have left the house yet. Just sort of
you're up.
meandering around. He's laid out his shellfish shell collection next to his bed pallet.
Ogre, do you have a moment? I just want to have a quick discussion with you.
Oh, yes, what is it, sir? I'm sorry, what do I
you-
call you?
You making me Gideon, Professor Gideon.
Okay.
Gideon is
Professor
fine.
Gideon. I apologize for calling you a goblin.
That's fine. It's not the worst thing that I've been called. I've been called half-faced recently, which was quite depressing.
Sorry.
But more to the fact, you are a man of the streets, right? You do not have a home.
Yes.
Yes.
I prefer the term transient, but yes.
Yeah, but bum. Have you ever seen the aqueducts that lead towards Fort Hailcourse?
Aqueducts.
Yes.
No, I
Old
can't.
ways of transporting water from one place to another.
Yes, the wells connect to them. Yes, I know. No, I haven't seen them. They're all underground, aren't they? I mean, if you were looking for
Wells.
them, wouldn't you just go down a well?
Well, yes. Thank you. See, you are quite an impressive specimen, aren't you? You're fantastic. I guess we'll wait for the others to turn up, and then we'll go diving.
Alright, so, and probably an hour later or so, Heimlich and Aoife return.
Yes, we need to go diving.
But
You got to
Co-
go diving? What?
According to our translucent friend, I'm not sure why, but
Translucent?
yes,
Are
what
you
it's
sure
what he
you're
wants to
using
be
the
referred
right
to.
Word?
But certainly, is that what he said? He
He's
said we need to
homeless,
go.
he's not...
Why,
Okay,
that's
sorry,
what
what, he
confused. It confused me too. It's not that any spec.
You sure he didn't say transient?
No. No, I don't think
He
so.
said translucent?
Yeah, he's a translucent bum. Apparently, the best way to find the aqueducts would be to go through the well system.
Well,
Yes. Well.
yeah, I'm not sold on the aqueduct thing, just saying. I
Me
think we just
neither.
go
I
over
just
the
thought
walls.
it'd be an option. If we can go over the walls, we'll go over the walls. It's
Yeah,
don't we want him to cause a distraction to help us get
Yeah.
in?
That was what we was talking about. El Grior? See you
Yes. Yes.
Where are you, my translucent friend?
Yeah, transient.
I told you it was transient.
That's right, you said translucent.
Well, we was talking before, and we need to get into the Fort Hailcourse just to do some snooping around, you see, and well, we were hoping that you could. I'm really grateful that we threw away a sign now, but we're hoping you could do some like distracting for us. You maybe do some like of your hollering that you were doing before, like preaching about the end of times and get the guards distracted and whatnot.
You want me to
Thank you
go
very
preach the good word to the fort?
That'll be nice. Have you done it before?
Very loudly.
Well, yes, they fired arrows at me.
Well, make sure they don't hit you.
Yes.
and you'll be
if they
fine.
do, we'll pay for medical expenses.
Are there any like wooden chairs around?
How about you pay me anyway?
Sure. I give him a gold piece.
Gold piece.
5 more.
God damn.
You're translucent. How are you?
I provide him 5 silver pieces. So yeah, 5 more.
Roll a persuasion check.
Don't cock this up.
Tell me how to cock things up.
Yeah, boy.
Okay, I'll do it. I'm going to need a bigger sign.
We're going to need a bigger boat.
Do you need paints and stuff to make your sign? No, do you have those?
No, I don't know.
Luckily, we have a friend who does.
Oh, you
Should we
could go to
to
Hassock.
Hassock might have some canvas for you to use. Some paints.
Oh, not canvas. Definitely large and wooden to deflect arrows.
All right. Do you
Oh,
want
of course.
a whiteboard? We could get you a whiteboard and some textures.
Sorry, what is he? He's speaking in tongues.
abilities
He
for education.
does this sometimes. He's a little bit crazy, you know. Know those people.
I'm not crazy. You know that.
The furniture in here is like, is there anything sufficient that could be used to fashion a shield or like a barricade or something for him?
Yes. You could.
I mean, we could use the pews or perhaps something similar in here.
I don't think the sisters would appreciate you desecrating their chapel. Their new chapel, no mind.
We can ask them.
Yeah, definitely
Sisters,
not
do
here.
you mind that
Chapel.
we use your chairs and wooden objects for a shield? Nope, no, I think they're fine with it.
I don't think abstention from replying to you is cause to say that they're okay with it.
Safe would understand in circumstance.
Yep, they would understand. It's perfectly fine. We're two men of knowledge. We know these
We
things.
can
Just
We
don't
can always
destroy too much,
donate-
please. It's a holy place, you know. It's just sacred.
the chairs surely are not holy.
It's not
I
that
don't
much.
know how this works. I don't
I hope
really
you're not
spend
holy.
much time. Yes, exactly.
Them to
They're
stop
perfectly
arrows.
fine with it.
But you just
when
make
it's
up your mind that they're okay with it or something, and then it's okay. Is that how it works?
Are you a cleric or a priest of some sort?
I don't know. Are you a cleric or priest of some sort?
No, I'm a man of science.
And I'm a woman of the forest.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Aren't you a bit upset that they maybe cut down trees? No? Yes? You created furniture? You hippie?
Well, I mean, you need furniture, I guess. It's okay.
Yes.
as long as they
This
don't cut down
gentleman
my
needs a
trees.
shield.
We'll make a shield out of the cut down trees, I guess.
Okay, we'll make a tree out of the cut down. Yeah. Yes. Are we able to fashion a shield out of these benches?
Yeah.
Something rudimentary?
Yeah, something. Yeah, it's basically it's a very crude shield without handles or anything. He just has to kind of. It's more or less exactly the same as the sign he had that was discarded into the river.
Just bigger
Yeah.
and
Like,
holy.
all right, this will do nicely. I'll paint something appropriate on it. And when do you want me to?
In fact, if you want, you can paint something inappropriate on it, and you might get a bit of reaction.
That would be better, actually, probably.
Yes. In fact, make it as gaudy as possible.
Okay. How about something along the lines of the witch is coming to pull out the entrails through your assholes. How is that?
That's fantastic. Oh my
Yes,
god, are
it's
you
a
a
good
poet?
All right.
Not-
When do you want me to do this?
Should we say 5 o'clock? 6 o'clock?
Yeah, when's it
Yeah,
gonna
what
dark?
time sunset?
It's dark at like 7 p.m.
Sun.
Possibly
Is that- where does the
6:37.
sun? Does the sun rise or set in the east? I forget.
Sets in the west and rises in the e-west.
Oh, okay. So, if we get him to stand on the western side, so the light is facing towards them, and they're a bit distracted, and they kind of have to kind of look down at him through the sun, we jump over from the eastern side, where it's going to be more dark. Might be
Sure.
a better option. Just thinking of this tactically, you know. That's
Alright,
if Galarian sun sets like that.
So it's 7 p.m.
Something like
Why
that,
not?
I
Yes.
guess.
All right, just after dark.
Yep.
All right. What
Just wait for the... Oh,
will you
we-
come?
we'll be scaling the walls, so you just got to...
Climbing the bloody walls?
Well, yes, that's why you... Wait,
That's why we're not
Let's-
inviting you. We didn't think you'd want to.
exactly?
They're giving
Sure.
us a safe job because we know that you are important to us.
Yes. And we have a friend in there who's gone walkabout and he's not returned. Well, she's not returned. I don't actually know.
Okay, well, for
It
five
is
more,
for the greater good.
5 more gold coins, and I'll do it nude.
Yes.
We should take him up.
I've given him 5. I've given him a platinum piece.
Oh,
There you go. give him a platinum piece.
All right. He takes it. He strips naked despite the fact it's only 10 a.m.
You've got a few hours. Just if you need to do exercises.
I'll put it back on then. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Apologies.
Please.
We should probably give the sleepless building a heads up. The sleepless a heads up, not just the building, but the actual sleepless a heads up about it. Just don't bother going out that way. It might be worth it. Well, I'm going to. That's where I'm going now. I'm going to the building. Goodbye.
Oh, you do that. I'm gonna go get some to eat.
Alright. So, is that... well, you're just going to let the sleepless agents know that...
I'm just going over to say, hey, heads up, there's going to be a naked, translucent bum hailing the fort with their... not to worry about the reports about it. It will be dealt with usually by crossbow bolts from inside.
Alright. Does anybody else want to do anything else with the day?
Just get some good street
and buy an umbrella.
Oh, okay. So an umbrella will set you back 5 silver pieces.
Fantastic.
I'd kind of like to stake out the Iris Hill and Old Manor, like from a relatively, maybe from over here somewhere, if I can get kind of close enough, just to see what kind of movements are happening during the day, and if there's anything.
There's actually nothing to be seen. The map doesn't show it, but there is a very, very high hedge around the entire estate.
Okay. Well, then I don't do that.
Actually, can I go out to the old chapel?
You can if you want.
Yeah, I'll go with.
If you
before we go, I'm just gonna ask Elgrior what the deal with the old chapel is.
So he explains that the old chapel is a Pharasman chapel like the one you're staying in that was abandoned 50 years ago. The story goes that the priest there was killed by some demonic entity shortly after. Well, it was said he went mad, alienated all of his followers, and then was found dismembered, and it was suspected by some sort of demonic entity. That was 5 decades prior, and it's been abandoned ever since.
Yeah, okay. I want to go check it out, but I would want to get Gideon because he's got his goggles that do nothing yet.
Yes, well, if you're willing to come with me to these places and buy myself a brolly of sorts.
I guess.
Fantastic. Alright, yeah, so I'll go give him a heads up. I'll give the Sleepless a heads up. I'll grab my new brolly. Very happy with it. And we'll head out to the chapel.
Alright, so you duck out to the chapel. It's around midday by the time you get out there. And you arrive to... it was more or less just a husk of a building now. It's fallen into heavy dilapidation. Some of the masonry still remains there. The rest of it's basically in ruins. There's not much to see, really.
I was gonna see if there's any place can we find the site of the evisceration of the high priest or whatever it was.
So the roof on the place has collapsed and stuff. It's basically just rubble.
Oh, it's completely just fallen in.
Like a couple of the walls still remaining standing, but
well, it didn't build it very well, did they?
No, I guess not.
Yeah, I guess. Alright, well, that was...
While we're out here, do you mind if I do like a nature check of some sort, just to see if there's something abnormal about the weather we're experiencing?
Roll a nature check.
16.
Doesn't seem abnormal, just seems like British weather.
Ah, perfect. Well, then I feel right at home.
If we're not going to stay here much longer, and we're gonna head back. I want to go out hunting on the way back.
Roll perception checks for me, Aoife and Gideon.
Oh, -1. That's persuasion. God damn it. But it's the same. It'd be the same. Oh wait, no, perception. There you go. Sorry.
Hey,
It's not the same.
double 18.
I see what you see.
As you guys are sort of kicking around the rubble, Aoife, you do spot a something shiny as you sort of overturn an old brick. And you spot what appears to be a small locket.
I want to fish it out with my quarterstaff.
So it's as you fish it out and then wipe the mud and dirt and dust off it, and yeah, you do find a gold locket. And so you open it up and you find on the inside sort of a long, very weathered portrait of someone, indistinguishable in its now advanced age.
Is anyone... Is this magical or something? Or is it just a regular locket? Can you tell, Gideon?
I'll have a look at it. I flip down my goggles. I hand you my brolly. And I give it a 1-2 over it. Can I just do an Arcana check to just check out if this has any magical properties or anything?
Yep. With advantage with your goggles.
I did click it, but it didn't do the do. Ah, I forgot. Get out of here. I want the do. Why aren't you? There we go. 20.
He doesn't seem to have any magical properties at all.
Nope. No magical properties at all on this.
Oh,
It
it's
seems
just
like
a nice locket.
Yes.
Alright, thanks.
Well, you could
Just
just
pocket-
leave it here. Oh, okay. I'll have my brolly back.
Pocket it.
Thank you, thief.
Oh, there you go. Thank you.
It does seem to be gold, so you assume it's valuable.
To someone, emotionally.
And,
Been here for 50 years, Gideon. I don't think they're missing it.
Maybe the person who's missing it's dead, under the rubble, because of demons.
That's fine
Just-
as well. I'll
just-
sell it.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I guess they want to visit at the tally-ho and such.
Put a picture of you in it. Get a painting done. Get Hasek to do a little portrait.
I suppose that means you never
Little
forget
group
my face.
portrait. Get the 4 of us. That'll be nice.
It might actually. That's not a bad idea. Can he draw that small? Can he paint that small, do you think?
I'm sure he's that talented. He's got many paintings, many sizes.
I suppose. Alright, we'll pitch it to him, see if he can do it.
Alright, so you, the two of you return to town. Is there anything else the group wants to do throughout the day?
What's in the depository?
It's where they store grain and wood and whatnot.
How good at sushi is the fish market?
If you, as you recall to the day before, like quite a lot of the fish are coming in mangled.
Yeah, but how good can they repair, or at least kind of salvage what's left?
So you going there for lunch?
Hell yeah, sushi, baby.
I suppose, yeah. We've got to eat.
Dalsis, we should perhaps try some sushi or sashimi.
Do we know if it's not going to be contaminated though with the fleshy things we fought at the pier?
Surely, if we could not hide one of those gibbering things in a very small piece of fish.
If you think so, we can try. I do like sushi.
Alright, so just minus 2 silver pieces from your inventories for cost of living for the day.
How good was the sushi?
It was
Suit.
it was a little it's a little flat. Little flavorless.
Didn't get the fatty tuna.
Well, I've certainly had better since that before.
Did I find anything on my hunt back from the old chapel, Josh?
No.
I like to
Yeah.
imagine you run and hide in a bush somewhere, and I'm just standing on the main road with my umbrella, just waiting for you. And you just come back, and you're like, all right, let's proceed. If you see something else,
Nothing.
I'll wait here.
Oh, did you say you wanted to hunt for animals or something?
Yeah.
Roll a survival check.
There's one. Over there, no, other bush, other bush. Oh, look, I'll get it, and I chase it with my brolly.
You do manage to spot a coney.
Just one,
12.
not a brace.
Oh, it could be a brace. If you want to make some attack rolls. Yeah, it's a hit. That's one rabbit.
Can try. I want to try and find enough for like, I don't know, a couple of meals,
Alright.
like 2 or 3 or
Roll the
4.
hit. You got pretty high. You can spot they're not hard to find.
I can see the fun in this. Ah, blast.
Yeah, Aether, you managed to kill 3 rabbits before Gideon, with his misfires his crossbow, and makes a large like twang, and it like alerts the rest of them. They all scatter.
I start spitting
you
at them
stop?
with acid.
Scared him away.
No, sorry. I was just trying to join in the fun.
Spit.
Burning pieces of bark and stuff off as they run away from me.
And yeah, just continue back to the chapel, I guess.
All right. So
The rabbits strapped to my belt.
the rest of the afternoon passes with Aether using a small cooking facility at the chapel to prepare
Broth.
some meals of rabbit stew for the party.
Yeah, man.
There is a good 5 hours of reading Heimlich you can get if you're laying into
Hell
that book.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Gideon will just do the same. He'll read the, I forget what the book's called again. The, I have it written down somewhere. Doesn't matter. I read the book that I have that I took originally from the asylum.
Alright. And then, yes, once evening falls, Elgrior...
Chain of Knights.
The Chain of Knights, right. The 4 of you head up, and so what are you going to do? Just position yourselves in the bushes and wait for Elgrior to create a distraction?
Yes. Do you mind if we take a break
Yeah.
just before we jump into it?
Yes, I really have to pee. So
Yeah, I'm
we'll duck away in a sec. So you guys position yourselves in the bushes nearby, and then right on cue, just after dark, you spot a butt-naked Elgrior strutting up the road. His package tucked back in a full mangina as he walks along, chest puffed out in the rain, plants himself and his huge sign out the front of his makeshift chapel furniture sign out the front, and begins doomsaying out the front, right at the front door of the fort. He's like, "Hear me, Constable Barrowan, for you and the useless militia have brought doom upon the town of Thrushmore in your inaction and your uselessness. Yes, hide away in your fort, Constable Barrowan, and the coward Magistrate Paget, fleeing the town in our time of need." He continues on, and we'll come back after a 5 minutes tea break.
That's so good.
He continues to ramble for a good 5 minutes or so before someone finally acknowledges him. You see a small beam of light. Actually, not even a lantern. Actually, no lantern. But you hear another voice murmuring something to him from some slit through the door, like a little spy hole slit. Yeah, what do you guys want to do?
If there's
It's
no
time to-
patrol going along the top of the wall, I'd like to make the break for the wall and get our ropes ready.
So, which side of the fort?
We're on the eastern side, aren't we?
It's up
I'd
to
say right
you
there.
where you want to climb from.
Wherever the path of least resistance.
All right.
Yeah, I think
Need stealth checks from everyone.
Oh god. Here we go. A
Ooh.
disadvantage. Oh, for God's sake.
Yes.
Oh, I've done it again.
It's not letting me roll on the other screen, so I'm just gonna do this. Oh, for God's sake! You
reload
stupid
D&D
fuck.
Beyond in Foundry.
There we go. Well, it's
You
either
always
18 or
roll
18.
the same. You always roll the same.
I pick up my garters and I run.
I cuddle them. Ooh, I like that die. It's very fleshy. Wait,
My
does it
check
change?
and roll was just testing my dice. Because I didn't roll stealth check.
All right, so you make your way around to the others after seeing some Elgrior keeping someone busy there, Aoife, and rendezvous with them in the bushes. And you guys move forwards out of the bushes and across the roughly 20-25 feet stretch of grounds before you get to the walls. What are you guys gonna try the grappling hooks?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Roll. Say ranged attack rolls. Whoever's going to be throwing them.
I mean,
Aoife.
yeah.
Yep.
18 because it's not, no, it doesn't have the +1.
+1.
All right. So you throw the first one up. It finds purchase on the wall above. You give it a yank, and it seems stable.
I'll start to climb that one now.
All right. Roll an athletic check.
Oh, boys. -1. Ah! Not bad. Good size.
All right. So that gets you halfway up the wall. Need another athletics check.
Oh, God.
All right, Gideon, you lose your grip, slip back down with a rope burn in the palm of your hands.
I forgot to wear my climber gloves.
It might be better if we pull you up, possibly.
Give me one more go. It'll be fine.
That other attack was to throw the second one up, Josh.
Nope, I
Okay,
guess not.
yeah, it finds
My
purchase
hands
as
hurt
well.
too much.
And then I guess I'll try and climb up. Oof.
That's all right. You make it halfway up, Aoife. And that just gets you over the top. So you climb to the top, pull yourself over the battlements, and you find yourself, it's seemingly in a narrow corridor between the battlements and the wall of the donjon on top. So you've actually climbed up in the perfect spot. You've ended up in like a narrow corridor of cover, shielding you from the rest of the upper floor.
All right.
Alright, pull me up a little
Quick,
bit.
I can pull you up.
Okay,
I'll try and climb up.
And Heimlich makes it to the top.
I'm going to wait for everyone to go up, and then I'll just hold on to the ropes after that.
Alright, Balthus, you next.
Alright. I'm not very strong.
So you make it halfway up. There's a DC of 5, so.
Oh.
Balthus makes it to the top, and then Gideon just ties the rope. One of the ropes around his waists, holds on to the other one as you guys hoist him up. I need strength checks from... or Aoife, you can make a strength check with advantage. Oh, sorry, athletics check with advantage.
Well, that was with advantage. If you want me to take those two, I'll just do a roll again.
Yeah, that'll do it. So an 18. You managed to, with a lot of effort, with not much help
I'm very fat. I'm sorry.
coming
It's
from
all
Heimlich
that-
and Balthus, you eventually haul Gideon all the way to the top.
This would be a lot easier if one of you guys would have helped me.
But you're doing it so well, sis.
Cheers, squad aside. Alright, well. I'm gonna pull out both my daggers, I guess, being in close quarters like this.
So there's no
Gideon has
light
his
at
shield
all
and knife out.
on the top of the battlements here. Sorry, in the corridor.
What was that, sorry?
There's there's no torches anywhere in seeing distance. It's just pitch black.
No, yeah, there's just pitch black up here. Just give me 1 second, I'm just gonna make some adjustments to the walls.
I forgot how good Yorkshire puddings are.
Just while you're doing all this, Josh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna signal to Balthus to just pull the other two in tow behind him, knowing that their vision would be slightly worse than both of ours, or significantly worse than both of ours.
What I'll do then is I'll position myself when it's unpaused at the back so I can direct them forwards, because I probably shouldn't be towards the front anyway.
I'd say Aoife, to the west, you can
So-
see over the battlement down into the courtyard below.
Yeah, actually, I think seeing the battlement, and so if she were to walk all the way out there, she'd might possibly be able to be seen from the other side of the battlements.
Yes, possibly.
Yeah. So, alright, we'll go the other way. So she'll
Which
push
direction?
past and go this way.
Hold my hand.
Hold Balthus' hand. Go on, scout it.
Arthur, is that you? It feels like
Yes,
that's,
yes.
Okay.
Go forwards.
Which way is forwards?
I'm assuming going forwards this way to where I'm walking, Josh, would be towards where the El Griot is causing a ruckus.
Yeah, so it's down in this direction, in the far in the
Yeah,
southwest. Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to get inside.
You want to open that door?
Yes.
Alright. Alright, so, yes, go ahead and open the door. So, you open the door in the... So this, in front of you, this building, it's a double-story wooden building, the donjon on top of the fort. You open the door to the the bottom story of it.
What's the bottom story? Right,
So you open it, you see it's furnished with a large table, some comfortable looking chairs, and there's a standing mirror in the corner of the room. It appears to be reasonably clean. A fireplace sits cold in the corner, and there's a pile of books and folios spread across the table. It appears to be just some sort of like reading room. There is a set of stairs leading downwards. Just there.
Yeah. Come in. And it's not lit inside.
It is not lit, no. Really dark.
Good. Good.
Don't exactly know where I'm going.
Stop.
Come on, Heimlich.
Get
Move
in.
forward.
Come this way.
Direct them in and close the door behind us.
I can see you, Heimlich.
Down here.
You cannot see a thing.
I want to descend down the stairs in front of everyone.
Okay. Give me 1 sec.
And I want to look out for light sources as well to make sure we're not going to stumble into anyone.
Wait, is there like a thing of stairs in front of me?
Yeah, you're walking downstairs right now.
Hey. Yeah, okay, I will come in.
Alright, so let me just drop your tokens in.
Oh,
Hey.
Where are you?
So you seem to have descended into some sort of archive. Another wooden floored room. You see there's an arrow slit.
I'm not in the archive.
What do you mean?
Apparently the character token is outside here.
Wait, what? Oh, sorry, hang on. That's the wrong ones. Hey. I've dropped 2 sets in there.
Oh, there we go. Cool. Thank you.
So you see there is 2 large cabinets in the corner with reinforced doors on the north wall. A perforated metal bin sitting near the fireplace in the northeastern corner too.
I'm going to open the nearest door.
Alright, so as you open the door, you see a brief scene of some sort of dining room with a sort of long table stretching down, flanked with chairs on all sides. Before you have a chance to take in the rest of the scene, there are 2 strange, scaly humanoids skulking around in the darkness. They seem to have been just in rest, just like on the chairs, just boredly laying on the table. When you push the door open in front of them, they instantly turn towards you. With your dark vision, you see them. They seem to be some sort of scaly humanoids with sort of frog-like heads, but with large, teeth-rimmed, fish-like mouths. Each with tails, all wearing sort of tattered sorts of clothing. They immediately pick up weapons and sort of hungrily begin approaching you, sort of growling and shrieking. It's like,
As soon as I see them, I'm just going to say, someone get some light, please.
I'm walking around with a dagger in my hand. I cast magical tinkering on it, and it now starts casting a 5-foot radius of light.
You have to wait till your turn because everyone has to roll for initiative.
God damn it. It seems my character. Never mind.
Yes.
Never
5.
mind.
That's not a nice name to call them.
Yes.
Oh, simultaneous rolls. So good. Alright, Balthus, you have the initiative.
Alright, I will move.
I pressed the wrong
Game
button.
Pause. Thank
Back,
you.
hello.
I will move over and then, in a big ol' flash, cast Agonize Scorcher. Going for the line like, oops. Like
Right
this,
through those
to hit
two?
both of these guys. Yep.
Alright. They
Is that
make
momentarily?
dexterity saving throws. It does momentarily light up the room. And yeah, you see a brief glimpse of some, like, fishmen basically standing there, brandishing weapons, just before it fizzes out again. They both failed their saving throws. They both take 14 fire damage.
Burn, stinky creatures. I had you for lunch.
Yeah, it's
Bruh.
line of flames. Oh, let's see if they updated this. Works properly. Yeah. It's line of flames tears down the room, igniting the wooden, this really nice hardwood dining table, and it's just scorching the two fishmen. They both shriek out, badly burnt, still on their feet.
I then step back, away from the door.
Okay. The one at the front of the queue here, on the left-hand side, Afa, you see, he runs up to engage you.
AC is 14, by the way. Mine is.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. All good.
All right. He makes 2 melee attacks, one with his bite and one with his spear. He thrusts his spear first. $20 to hit. You take 12 piercing damage. Oh, sorry, it's tallying up the 1- and 2-handed damage. Sorry, you take 5 piercing damage.
Oh.
And then he follows through with a swipe from his, a bite from his big mouth hole. An 11 to hit. You sidestep it as his enormous fish-like toothy mouth snaps through the door. And it's your turn.
Weird looking, fish looking fuck.
Land on 15.
A 12 is a hit.
$12 damage. And then I'm going to make another attack with my dagger because I had both of them out.
12 damage. Hit. Yeah, roll the other one.
Not gonna do it.
A natural one. 2 overconfident after your first hit. He saw the shriek. He's like, but you miss with your second attack. Heimlich, it is your turn.
So did you say something was on fire in the room?
Yes, actually, I will. Let me place a light source for ye.
By the way, I think my camera's frozen.
Oh,
is it
sorry,
frozen for
everyone's will
everyone
be. No, that's
It's
my
just
fault.
me.
Scott's isn't.
Ah, that's weird.
Okay.
Scott just stands there very slow.
Odd.
Scott, pretend like you're cool like the others.
Jared, move for me for a sec, Jared. It is weird. You guys are frozen. Scott's isn't.
All of us are frozen.
Yeah.
Another pet.
Oh, there we go.
He attacked us! Exclamity.
Alright, you are now unfrozen. That was weird. Let me just throw this light source down here. Yeah, the table will be on fire, casting light through the room.
Cool. All right. Well, I cast firebolt at the one that's directly in, like at the door here.
Alright.
Oh shit! Hold on. I have to hit him first.
I can see things.
A 10. It is a miss. Firebolt just goes too wide. Streaks into the room, but misses. Alright, one of the... One of the other fishmen jumps up on the end of the table, just on a little bit that is not like completely engulfed in flames, and throws spear through the door at Aether.
Oh, fuck off.
Oh, a critical hit, Aether. You take 11 damage.
Ew.
Meanwhile, the other fishman at the back of the room, horribly wounded and blistered from Balthasar's Aganagazar's Scorcher, pushes the door open and runs into the next room. You hear gibbering coming from him in the next room, and then more mindless gibbering coming from surely more of them that he has just rallied to his cause. Gideon, is your turn.
Do I recognize the language?
No.
Okay. I will spit at the two at the table and run in front of the table, one on top of the table. You're gonna have to do dexterity saving throws or take 6 acid damage.
We got
Sacre bleu.
one fail in the first one. They both fail. They both take 6 acid damage.
Now, is someone standing in front of me? Because I can't actually see.
Hitting the one on the table, it sort of adds to his already flame burns with acid burns. He starts like clawing at himself. He's like no spear anymore, just panicking and burning. End of the rounds. Heimlich, you have initiative on round 2.
Boom.
That is a hit. Roll damage.
Boom.
Damage.
Get out of here, fish boy.
Man up front. This fishman experiencing the burning for the first time is the one that Balthus missed. He starts burning up to his firebolt strikes him in the face as he's in combat with Aether. He begins to shriek as well. Alright. Oh, I forgot about friends. the one that previously left the room, now re-enters, hurls his own spear down the line at Aether. Another hit, Aether. You take 6 piercing damage. Then the one in front of you directly attempts a 2-handed spear thrust. 6 to hit. You duck out of the way and he attempts to bite you. Another miss. So you duck to the side again, using the door frame to your advantage. Balthus, it's your turn.
Alright, I will, the one that's straight up the door, seeing the success of Heimlich's firebolt, I will follow suit.
Alright, from your angle, he's going to have extra cover. Still a hit, despite the cover. So, 2 damage, and exactly enough damage to kill him as well. Sort of a light, precisionally aimed firebolt. Scorches through, burns off half his face, and he sort of starts rolling around on the ground, shrieking and eventually dying.
Say to Heimlich, that's how it's done. That's how you use a real firebolt.
I kind of frown.
I did less.
A new fishman enters the room, does what you do best, and hurls a spear at Aether. Aether, another hit. You take 8 piercing damage. Just full of spears at them. three spears sticking out of you.
All I'm seeing is that Ace Ventura fucking...
Yeah.
Yep.
He screams like sissy girl. Aether, it's your turn.
Aether's dropped her daggers in this being struck by so many spears. So she'll retreat back and unlimber her bow and fire at the only one that can shoot. See?
Alright.
Nice.
Oh boy, that is a big hit. And well, he had 1 hit point, so that's enough to dispatch him. Just a precision shot straight around the door frame into his neck. He collapses and flops off the table into a heap on the floor.
And then I'm just gonna pant and say, I wouldn't mind a little bit of the cure wounds if you got it, Gideon. And then
And it's Gideon's turn.
Gideon will pull. Yes, certainly. Here we go. And he pulls out a healing potion out of his pocket, uncorks it, and shoves it in your mouth.
all right.
If I can do that as my action.
Yeah, that's
Although
fine.
I think honestly, if we swap, it might be a bit more. But it doesn't matter. Here you go. 9. I have 1 more left. After that,
Feeling a little bit better, thank you.
I think we should swap places. Honestly, should we play some swapping chairs? Swap a shield and stuff. I might be a bit better at taking hits.
He's like nursing your mouth. Like,
Perhaps you should step up to the door.
I will, but once I've had my turn, like, there was a full round action applying that to you, I believe.
You can still move.
I'll move here. Ah, damn it! Did not see that one. Alright, that's it.
Sweet. That one, having done just enters the room, takes the opportunity to make a 2-handed spear thrust at you,
I have 19 AC, by the way.
Ian. That's you knock it aside with your shield. He then attempts a bite. Another miss as his teeth glance off your armor. At end of the round.
Glad I invested in this shield.
Heimlich, you have initiative again on round 3.
Hell yeah. Has this guy in front of me been attacked yet?
Has he been attacked? No.
Yeah. Well, he's gonna get attacked with my firebolt. Firebolt!
thought you said fireball. I was like, oh no, please.
Is a
Fireball.
miss. Trying hard not to hit Gideon. It flies past. Does not make contact. It then continues its onslaught on Gideon. 7 hits, no good. He attempts a bite. Again, armor too strong. Aoife, it's your turn.
I'm very glad I
I'm just
invested.
gonna step across and shoot at the one standing on top of the table, the most prominent looking one.
That roll hit. That is a hit, and again, enough to kill it. You put an arrow straight through its skull. It drops to the floor and collapses among the furniture.
I'm glad we swapped.
Oh,
Just happened.
What do you mean?
Oh,
Aoife just disappeared.
Aether. She entered another plane.
Right, I got
there
it.
they go.
did you delete yourself?
No, that didn't click anything.
Did you delete Aether because she's too powerful? Oh look, here she comes back with new stats. All 8.
Sweet.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Go back.
The other one that disarmed himself. Runs forwards and picks up one of the spears off the floor. Gideon, it's your turn.
I will spit at this one, which will hit this one at the same time, so they both have to do a thing. Come on. There, 5's pretty good.
Me so bad.
What do you have?
Oh,
A
there it goes.
pie.
What kind of pie?
Apple?
Alright,
If you have
both
time.
of the fishmen in front of you take 5 acid damage as you spit in their faces.
I think I actually spat them. I did. Landed on a plate. It's fine.
Balthus, it's your turn.
Alright. I will move over slightly to hopefully get a better angle on this guy, and then give him another old trusty fireball, because that seems to do so much damage.
You
Is a
just got
miss.
random die set up.
Splashes
I do.
on the door frame and almost hits Gideon.
Sorry about that, Gideon.
That's fine, that's fine. I understand it's the heat of the moment, you know.
You know what's fun? I just realized, because I quickly jumped over to the stream to check the dice. The dice are different for everyone, so I see it different, you see it different.
It's client side,
yeah.
well.
Yeah, it's client-side randomness. It's kind of interesting.
Alright, a new fishman enters the room from the adjacent one. Hurls a spear down the line at Gideon. Another miss. His spear flies through the door, almost impaling Aoife. Ducks away at the last second, avoiding another spear to the gut.
Can you guys fuck off with your spears? Alright.
It's your
Getting a
turn,
bit old.
Aoife.
Well, if we collect them all, it'll be fine. Just let them keep throwing it.
I'm
stuck back
gonna
here.
fire an arrow at the one at the front here. And transfer it.
That is a big hit.
Oh, one hit.
Dispatches him a precision shot past Gideon into his chest, and he drops to the floor. Alright, Aoife, you have initiative on the next round.
Alright. I'm gonna still leaning out like sideways around Gideon, taking a second shot at the one in the back. Has he been damaged yet? Josh?
He has not.
He hasn't been damaged.
No.
Yeah.
Alright, a 22 to hit is a good hit for 11 damage. He's been hurt now. He cops an arrow through the gut and sort of doubles over. It's his turn.
Told you to
then.
fuck off with the spears, alright?
Just look of utter rage on his face. He looks down the table, sprints down. What's his strength score? 13. Leaps 13 feet, both claws outstretched, past Gideon in an effort to get to Aether.
Is he on my space? Is he occupying the same space as me?
Not yet. He just crashes into you, Gideon, and collapses into a heap in front of you.
Good.
Then, with his quarry out of reach, he just unarmed makes a bite and claws attack at you, Gideon. A 19 to hit, you take 2 piercing damage from his bite
Oh.
and 2 slashing damage from his claws.
Oh. Right, is it my turn now?
It is your turn.
I spit on him! Take that! A single.
Fails, you take 1 acid damage. You huck a loogie on him.
MVP right here.
Oh, sorry, no, the first one passed, but the second one did
Oh,
not.
you bastard.
Heimlich, it's your turn.
I cast Tool of the Dead on the boy at the door here. He has to make a DC 13 Wisdom saving throw.
Alright, Dr. von Ustalav, you have been given an inspiration dice from Gablargle.
Hell yeah. Well, for now.
Ping the spell. Wisdom saving
There we
throw.
go.
He passes his wisdom saving throw. No dead is
Rough.
told. Also, don't forget, we have forgotten, but very next attack roll you guys make gets advantage. Thanks to Toke Fiend earlier on.
Yes.
It's not Aether. She doesn't need it.
The next words out of Josh's lips are, Aether, you have initiative.
Balthus,
Whoever
it's
gets
your
initiative
turn.
first gets it.
Damn it.
You know, I like the consistency of my firebolts. Sometimes hitting, sometimes not. So
I cannot read
that
those.
one looks good.
That was with advantage.
Yeah, roll another one.
Perfect.
Oh, almost got the crit.
Alright, a
Slightly.
hit for 5 damage.
Same damage. That's nice.
The firebolt flies past Gideon through the doorframe perfectly again, nailing the fishman. He shrieks as this explosion of flames in his face. End of the round. Aether, you have initiative.
Oh, I'm gonna shoot this one in front
What's your
of
plus to
Gideon,
initiative?
yeah.
Your bonus 3. 3.
20 damage. He had exactly 1 hit point, so again, straight through his eye
Hit him with
socket.
2.
Balthus, it's your turn.
You know, I'm loving the consistency now. It's coming out again.
What are you aiming at?
Oh. Nothing, apparently. I will move forward into the door. And
Alright.
see the one immediately to my right. And aim at that one.
Lash out with roll again with for disadvantage.
Oh, that's
Oh,
Oh, damn. No, it's
Rip.
the crit. No, it's a 22 followed by a 25. So that you actually did get the crit.
Yeah.
So I'll just add both together for a total of 10.
perfect.
Wait, why does he get the 25?
Because that was actually the second roll. Because he made the 22 and then the 25. Oh, sorry,
Yeah, but he's got
disadvantage.
dis-
Oh, yeah.
Disadvantage.
Sorry, yeah, still
Yeah.
20. Still a 22 to
Yeah.
hit. Never mind. So you hit him for
Tell me
one
about this.
damage.
This is measly. Like I've lit a lighter under him.
Gideon, it is your turn.
Take my knife.
That is a hit.
I stab him with my silver dagger. Just, yeah.
5 damage
Any-
as you reach around the corner and lacerate him.
Silver link.
Heimlich, it's your turn.
Get told, motherfucker. Oh,
Badong.
again.
Badong.
He fails. He takes 3 necrotic damage as you toll the dead. He then attempts to maul Balthus. Claws and mouth. A 14 to hit for 3 slashing damage, Balthus.
Ouch.
Then a 16 to hit with 2 piercing damage. He then looks around, sees his pile of friends, all now corpses, burning and filled with arrows looking like pincushions on the floor. He just attempts to leg it. You can both take an opportunity attack at him.
Perfect. I imagine with a weapon.
Yes. If you have one out.
I got my dagger.
There's a miss. Yeah.
Gideon?
Runs for the door.
Do I get an attack of opportunity?
2. You did, but you weren't listening. Take it now.
I spit acid at him as he runs away.
No, it has to be a melee attack.
Where's my feat? I have a Warcaster feat. You have advantage on con saving throws that make you maintain your concentration when you take damage. You can perform somatic components and spells. You can use your reaction to make an opportunity attack to cast a spell that has a cast time of 1 action and targets that 1 creature.
Okay. He makes
It's the only feat I found that I really wanted.
dexterity saving throw.
Come on.
He passed.
6 damage. You bloody tits. Yeah, fuck. Oh well, it's what I deserve.
And he runs through the door. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And into the next room.
Well, I will be giving chase.
Well, I guess the jig's up then, isn't it?
It's strange that there's creatures like this here.
This whole place is strange.
Yeah, why are the fish creatures in here?
Heimlich, is your turn.
Since I can't see anyone, I walk into the room. And, I mean, this way. I guess I can't see shit.
Do you want to light up a lantern or something?
Yeah, since I can't see shit, I do light a lantern.
Oh no. Oh wait, no, it's good. There we go.
Yeah,
Alright, so you light up the next room. What appears to be some sort of office. There's a desk and cabinets. Small shelf. Balthus, it's your
Yep.
turn.
I will walk down to this door and then peer inside. Do I see anything immediately?
No, it appears some sort of courtroom, next room, but no movement in there.
I'll take a step out then and get a full look.
All right.
That makes
Far.
sense.
In front of Gideon there. Trying to see what's going on, and then I'm going to make another movement as a dash, actually. Try and chase after this dude. Don't know which way it went though. Left or right.
Make a perception check. Well, this door here, I'll straight up just point out, this door here is open. This one is not as well.
Oh, okay, well that's good because this was 1 and this was 2, and it came up as a 2. So,
I like how it's a queen.
yep, pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make an extra move action. Ooh,
Alright, so
he's over here.
as you move to there, where are they? Here.
Oh fuck.
You spot the fishman standing behind these 2 armored soldiers with metal helmets on and sort of what looks to be the armor of the local militia, sort of standing there silent, looking at you, holding long swords. He sort of gibbers back in your direction. He's like, just sort of making gestures towards you. For the moment,
alright,
the 2 guardsmen, just their heads turn to face you as you sort of walk into line of sight with them.
They're standing.
They don't say anything.
Alright, I'm just gonna step back away. Oh no. This way, possibly? Just to, yeah. And I'll relay the information to my friend via a shout. Just there's 2 militiamen in here.
Let's kill them before they get reinforcements again.
My turn.
Gideon's turn.
Gideon is going to run down this way, run over here, run up the front. He can't see anything, so he's going to keep going. He said, it's through here. And I stand here and I see the boy, and I'm like, and Gideon will stand there, shield up, dagger ready. Can't see much into the room though, that's the only problem. And that is the end of my turn.
There it is. Alright. End of the round.
Come on, Gideon, being good. Oh. Well, now I know those cards are bad boy.
Alright, Heimlich, you have initiative.
Hmm. If I stand here, am I able to see this this guard boy over here?
Yes.
Dope. I cast another firebolt.
Alright, there's a hit. Roll for damage. Alright, your firebolt streaks through the doorframe, striking this still and non-moving man It causes 9 fire damage, sort of sears over him. This sort of juts him and his ally to life, and you see they now start moving towards the group of you.
I press myself against the wall as well, taking cover.
Balthus, it's your turn.
Alright, I will move forwards from my position. Going through the door. And then, can I occupy the same space as Heimlich for casting?
Yeah, you just have to have enough movement to move out.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got 35, so it's... Yeah. And then I will, do a trusty fireball at the guy that Heimlich just attacked as well. Oh, so close. And then I'll move on.
Is a miss. Fireballs hits the door frame on the way through.
Boomer.
One of these men, silently, without making any audible noises from their mouths, no speaking, or sort of grunting with the effort of swinging their swords or anything, walks forwards and attacks Gideon.
No, it's alright.
Once. Is parried off by Gideon's shield. He attacks twice. Parried off again, and then he follows up with a third attack with a dagger.
Third. God damn.
And I just want to ask a quick question. There's no lights in this room, right? Anywhere we've gone through, there's been no torches on.
No light sources anywhere.
This is spooky.
3 attacks.
I think I'm about to go black screen again. Oh. Maybe not. The dagger finds purchase a gap in between your shield and armor. You take 6 piercing damage.
Yuck.
You see the fish man at the back of the room throws a door open and then disappears through it. And then it's Gideon's turn.
I will stab the man in front of me. My dagger. 16.
As a hit, he takes 5 piercing damage. As you
Nice.
plunge your dagger into his flesh, he makes no reaction at all. No wince of pain. And strangely, also doesn't bleed.
Ooh. Can I do a check to reveal information about this creature? I get advantage for like an intelligence arcana check on it.
No. Roll a perception check if you want. A perception check, not an arcana check.
Okay, I can do a perception. I'm not gonna be that good. Ooh, 17.
As you
Do I know?
sort of gaze under the man's helmet into his face, you see that he's oddly devoid of life. He has sort of like the dilated pupils of someone that's dead. And you suspect that these men might indeed be some kind of undead.
Heads up, gentlemen. I believe they're undead. I don't think there's a living soul who's not a fish in this building. Oh God. Oh God.
Because he was getting approached by the man. The homeless guy. He's gonna be zombified. That's the end of my turn.
The other one stumbles forwards, knocks over a mirror, sort of a tall standing mirror next to the doorframe. You hear it shatter all over the floor, and then also makes attacks with his longsword and dagger.
Uh-oh. Gideon's in Bone Town.
Well, it'll make the attacks one day.
Hmm.
Well, there it goes. Alright, first one, you bash away with your shield, it then follows up and gets a critical hit for 8 slashing damage. Then attacks with his dagger and misses again. Aoife, it's your turn.
I'm gonna shoot at this one. Yeah.
Roll the hit.
Biggest bulky boy.
That is a hit. For 22 damage. Oh, whoops. I accidentally did it to your token.
Oh, I was like, where'd all my health go?
Oh, you see your arrow strikes something vital, and the man just seems to stop functioning as well. Alright, he then continues his onslaught against Gideon.
No.
It's working this time. Alright, the first one misses. He then follows up with another sort of feint and then real attack and hits with a critical hit for 11 slashing damage. And then follows up with his
Damn,
dagger.
boy. Gideon is lowish.
One second, it's catching up again.
That's right. Oi, oi, oi. Stop it. Come on, come here. Come here, Harry. Come on. Come on. Come on. Up you come. Come on. Come on. Come here. Come on.
Oh man, I'm gonna try Firefox on Friday. Oh, Thursday.
Yeah. Foundry must have some like.
I don't even know what the issue is. It used to like work
Yeah.
fine, and then all of a sudden stopped working properly. 14 to hit with the dagger. The dagger misses.
Recent updates, maybe?
Heimlich, it's your turn.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, I dip into Gideon's square, and what's it, actually before I do that? What's this guy wearing?
Armor.
Dope. Yep, I do that, and then I go in and I give him the good old shocking grasp with advantage because he's wearing metal.
It's leather armor.
Ah,
So a 10 to hit. Is a miss.
yeah.
Gideon, it's your turn.
All right. Gideon will spit so it hits both of them. Acid splash. Ooh, all right, come on. Surely these guys have bad decks.
Actually, Gideon has noticed that these, even though he suspects these men are undead, they seem to be moving as dexterous as any living thing.
Ooh,
He rolls his dexterity saving throw.
they're undeadish.
He fails, taking...
All right, is I suppose I can't really see the other one. Can I? So yeah, only attack the one in front of me. Yeah, because I can't actually see the other one. I presume there's one in the corner because I got an attack. It's up to you.
Yeah, you can't see the other one.
I can't see him, but I'm getting flurries from over there.
He... Alright. Takes 2 acid damage.
2?
Yes, I just realized I've been ignoring their resistances. Aoife, it's your turn.
I'm gonna keep on firing past Gideon, the more prominent one in the door, the one.
They're resistant to acid.
It's alright, I don't use acid.
Not if I'm sick.
It's illegal anyway.
Yep, good choice. Good life choices.
Wanted to be a 22.
Is a hit for 8 damage.
3 attacks. Resistance. Adam's a bit nervous now.
Oh wait, Aoife, your bow's enchanted. He takes the full damage.
Is it enchant? Is it because
I've infused it, remember?
yeah.
Oh no, yeah, it makes it's considered a magical weapon if I've infused it.
Yeah, you strike him
Ooh.
with another precision hit. You see, again, he seems to be faltering. Balthus, it's your turn.
Perfect. I will move to where Heimlich was standing and try to get a good angle, and seeing that these guys are actually not going down so well, I will cast a Chaos Bolt.
Ooh.
And yeah, we'll do cold damage.
They'll both come in to come say hi because they've both woken up from their naps.
That is a hit. He takes 4 damage, but enough to dispatch him as your Chaos Bolt streaks through, striking him and sort of causing just a snap freeze over a lot of his joints, and he sort of goes still and then topples to the floor. The other one steps inwards, striking Gideon for 8 slashing damage,
Get out of it.
and then 4 slashing damage.
Ah, so 12.
And then
glad I
6
decided to be tank.
piercing damage.
I'm down. Gideon's down.
In a sort of flurry of blade work, this man has struck
Slash,
Gideon
slash,
down. Oh, he has initiative. He turns around. And heads for the opposite end of the room. Heimlich, it's your turn.
Well, I move in and can I? Oh shit! Where's he going?
You see an open
There's
door at
2
the
open
other
doors.
or 2 open doors, sorry, at the other side of the room.
Right. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
They ignore that token. He's long gone.
Cool. I
But
don't
as
see.
you step to there,
Oh god, more combat.
you see 4 very hungry-looking dogs creeping around these now open doors open to the courtyards. They spot you. They sort of all bare teeth as begin. They look extremely hungry. You see the flesh sort of hugging their ribs at the sides. And they begin to slowly creep inch by inch towards you. But go on. Continue.
There we go. And I do my bonus action of healing word.
You can heal yourself, are you? Or yes,
I'll heal you, mate.
That's right. What?
There are some very hungry-looking dogs outside. I would not go outside.
Balthus, is your turn.
I will move forward. Is Gideon prone?
Yes.
Yes, at the moment.
I'll help him up and then move further into the room myself.
Okay. Gideon, is your turn.
Well, now that I'm standing up, I guess I will drink my potion, which I created this morning. The where is it? The experimental elixir. 6, so it's not much. So I'm up to 10. 10. Nothing to pull that out and drink it. That's my thing. Oh my god. Oh, that fucked me up.
Aoife, it's your turn.
Guys, I think it's time to fuck off out of here, you think?
No.
What's this here, Josh?
That is the main doors. 2 10-foot high, very secure looking doors with a large iron bar holding them shut.
I think
See,
we can carry on, honestly.
But you know from the looks of them, it's the doors to the very front of the fort. So you're in the lobby.
Does it look like they're able to be opened by just us 4?
Yeah, it just takes someone like taking the giant bar out and...
Yeah, I'm gonna do that too.
I will say, as you glance around this room that you're in now, you also see signs of like carnage and struggle, blood splatters all over the room that weren't made from the fight that you guys are involved with at the moment, and like dry blood splatters, so clearly not fresh, and sort of, you know, shreds of gore, scratch marks, a few like discarded weapons here and there.
Oh, I think this place was taken over by the undead and fish.
Yeah, I think it's
that's
also time
probably-
to
yeah,
leave.
yeah.
I don't think we can stay here much longer and survive. Gideon's not looking very healthy, so this is the front door. May as well use it.
We may not have another chance to come back here. This might
We
be
might
our
not
only...
survive if we stay.
I suppose we could come back with some of the people from the now the cops of the town, I guess.
Well, we could
Yeah.
try and rest in here. I can send word with Chops back to Sleepy Detective Agency.
That's fair enough. I mean, I'm happy to carry on. I seem to have become unconscious. Thank you, for bringing me back up, and with a bit of rest, I should be back to my old feet.
If I can have Josh remove the latch from the front door, yeah. I'll remove the beam.
Okay. Sweet. So
You guys can't seriously think that there's anything to be had from doing this. We just may as well go and tell the Sleepless Agency what's happening. What are we even doing here? We don't know.
Yeah, that is a good idea. This was just a reconnaissance mission anyway.
And with that, Aoife's gonna kick open the front door.
All right. You see an array of arrows stabbed into the ground in front of where El Grill would have been standing earlier. There's no corpse, just arrows that have hit the ground, clearly being fired at him.
He's clearly been taken prisoner downstairs. He's gonna become one of those creatures. We have to save him.
I think he'll be alright. That's why he got. No, Heimlich, come fucking back here. Right now.
I'm
Sorry, I
standing
can't
right
actually
next to
see.
you.
We're leaving.
I really think we should carry on.
Here, if you were so worried about having these injuries, I pull out my big old potion, my potion of healing, and I give it over.
I'm not worried about
at
the
this
damage.
point, the time it's taken for the talk, the arguing, and the opening of the door. You hear several sets of footsteps coming from echoing down this passage.
It's time to go. We're going.
Oh, fine. Fine. We'll just,
Balthus?
these fucking limbermoots came here for
Yeah,
no
let's
reason,
leave.
Just left for no reason. Why coming in the
I'll-
first
I'll-
place if we're not gonna
Pull the door closed behind if everyone comes through.
Okay.
As I step through, I open my brolly. I sheathe my knife and I open my brolly. So I've got a shield and brolly over my head.
All right. So you guys flee back down into Thrushmore.
Flee's not the right word.
Sorry, tactically retreat
Begrudgingly leave.
back down into Thrushmore. Where are you heading?
Sleepless.
Sleepless, yeah, definitely.
Bang on their doors, wake them up.
All right. So you
Don't
bang
sleep.
on the Sleepless building's door.
Good point.
There is no answer,
Even after 2 knocks?
even after 2 knocks.
I might try the dreaded 3. Bang, bang, bang.
No one answers. It appears they've turned in for the evening.
Shit, well, I guess we should head to the chapel to make sure our body old pal's okay.
El Grior's okay, yeah. Let's go.
I do have to finish up soon, Josh, if you don't mind.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, that was the plan. So you're heading back to the chapel?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
I don't have a cliffhanger at this point, so we might just end it there tonight.
Oh, no
That was
cliffhanger?
good.
You joking?
There's blood.